everyone, and welcome back to this channel. This is the second last video for the naming convention of OHL in 20. The new rebranding of this channel will be launched tomorrow on Tuesday, October 1st. In these next two videos, this first video, what I want to do is I am going to cover all of the recent scores that happened in terms of the past OHL regular season games. And then for the next video, it's just going to be just a conclusion of the OHL in 20 channel and what to expect going into the new rebranded channel tomorrow on Tuesday. So let's just recap of some of these scores. You're not going to see any of the graphics on the screen. You are just going to see the final scores that took place between these clubs. So it was the Windsor Spitfires who defeated the Saginaw Spirit in Saginaw with a final score of 5-4, and this game was in overtime. We move on to Thursday, September 26th. It was the Kingston Frontenacs at the Peterborough Petes, and wow, the Kingston Frontenacs, they came out very dominant as they defeated the Petes in Peterborough with a final score of 7-2. Friday, September 27th was a very busy day in the Ontario Hockey League as there were 10 games going on. All 20 OHL teams were in action in these games. It was the Erie Otters who defeated the Kitchener Rangers in Kitchener with a final score of 5-2. The Oshawa Generals defeated the Kingston Frontenacs 3-2 in Kingston. And that game was in regulation. Those feisty Brampton Steelheads defeated the Brantford Bulldogs with a final score of 7-0, a shutout for Brampton in their home opener in their new barn in Brampton. So as a Barrie Colts fan, I was not impressed to see this score, but it was Brampton who came away with this victory. The Niagara Ice Dogs ended up defeating the Ottawa 67s in regulation with a final score of 3-2. It was the Flint Firebirds who defeated their arch rivals of the London Knights in London with a final score of 7-4. The North Bay Battalion defeated the Peterborough Petes up in the North Bay Memorial Gardens with a shutout of 4-0. The Sarnia Sting defeated the Windsor Spitfires. This game was in overtime. Remember Windsor defeated Saginaw in overtime? Well, it was Sarnia who defeated Windsor this time, and this final score was 5-4. My Barrie Colts defeated the Sudbury Wolves with a final score of 3-1 in Sudbury. The Saginaw Spirit, after losing that overtime loss to Windsor, they were right back at it as they defeated the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds up in Sault Ste. Marie with a final score of 6-4. And it was the Guelph Storm who defeated Owen Sound in Guelph with a final score of 6-4. We move on to Saturday as there are only 8 games in action for this one. And it was the Guelph Storm who defeated the Owen Sound Attack in regulation with a final score of 2-1. Brantford came out on top over the Oshawa Generals at the Brantford Civic Center, 6-2. The London Knights got their revenge right back. This time it was in Flint, and London won this victory. It was a final score of 5-4. Those Brampton Steelheads, they won another game, defeating the Erie Otters 5-2 in Erie. The Saginaw Spirit defeated the Sarnia Sting in Saginaw with a final score of 6-1. Windsor completely destroys the Kitchener Rangers 12-2 in Windsor. So Kitchener, I think they can just pretty much forget about this one. The Sudbury Wolves, they defeated their arch rivals in Sault Ste. Marie 6-3. And it was the Barrie Colts who unfortunately lost to the North Bay Battalion in Barrie with a final score of 4-1. And to wrap up the first regular season weekend, it was the Niagara Ice Dogs who defeated the Kingston Frontenacs with a final score of 5-2 in Kingston. And then last night, it was the Ottawa 67s who defeated the Oshawa Generals in overtime after being down in this game with a final score of 4-3 at the Tribute Community Center. So that is a recap of what went down, not just to start off the regular season in the Ontario Hockey League, but that also finishes off the month of September for all of these clubs. We're going to get back at it on Thursday, October 3rd, and it will be the Brampton Steelheads at the Barrie Colts, the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds at the Windsor Spitfires, and the North Bay Battalion at the Peterborough Petes. On Friday, October 4th, this is going to be a very busy day as there is 8 OHL games In action, the Flint Firebirds will be in Kitchener. The Owen Sound Attack will be in Brantford. The Erie Otters will be in London. The North Bay Battalion will be in Kingston. The Saginaw Spirit will face off against their arch rivals of the Sarnia Sting in Sarnia. The Peterborough Petes will head up to Sudbury to play the Wolves. The Niagara Ice Dogs will be in town to play the Oshawa Generals, and the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds will head to Guelph to play the Storm. There are going to be 7 matchups on Saturday, October 5th. North Bay will play in Ottawa to face the 67s. London will head to Brampton for the first time. Sarnia will go to play their other arch rivals of the Flint Firebirds. Windsor will be in Brantford. Kitchener will play in Owen Sound. Erie will play in Saginaw. And the Sudbury Wolves will play their arch rivals in Barrie at the Southland Arena. And then there will only be 5 games in action on Sunday, October 6th, next Sunday. It will be the Brampton Steelheads at the Niagara Ice Dogs. Sault Ste. Marie will take a trip to Sarnia. Ottawa will play in Kingston, another classic Eastern rivalry there. And we have another Midwestern rivalry in the Guelph Storm heading to play the Kitchener Rangers in Kitchener. And then to finish off the night, well, it's my 2 OHL teams going head to head in Oshawa. The Barrie Colts will go to play in Oshawa against the Generals. I would love to go to that game, but I am actually filming the Uxbridge Bruins and Port Perry game next Sunday afternoon, so I will not be in attendance for that game. But that is just a recap of what games happened this past week and this past weekend, and some of the games upcoming in the Ontario Hockey League. I would absolutely just love to cover every single one of these games that I did. This is also on my own time, and it's a lot of work in terms of the editing and the filming, the recording, which is why not only am I going to be rebranding this channel starting tomorrow, but I'm also going to have another partner on this channel who is going to help cover multiple videos, leagues, teams. In the last video for the OHL in 20 branded channel, I'm going to cover a little bit more details of what you should expect going into the new rebranded channel. I'm not going to give away any names yet. I mean, there's a lot of names in consideration. I'm not going to give that away yet. Not even the color branding or the logo, just in terms of what the content specifically we are going to be covering. That includes leagues and teams and much more. So stay tuned for that. But be sure to tune into this channel for the new rebranded videos as we look to expand our audiences and grow this sport of hockey that we all love so much. Thanks everyone for tuning into this video. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. Tell your friends, and be sure to look out more for some of the new upcoming features in this new rebranded YouTube channel starting tomorrow. Thanks, and we'll see you again soon.